This week on the Computer Chronicles, our annual Consumers Buying Guide show. Paul Schindler of WinMag.com and Byte.com gives us his picks for the coolest new gadgets of the year, including a device that lets you watch your PC's DVD drive on a remote television set. Chris Gorman of Creative Strategies shows us the amazing stowaway collapsible keyboard for the Palm Pilot. Chris Charla of Next Generation magazine has found the coolest new computer game, Redbeard's Pirate Quest. And Tim Baharan of Creative Strategies shows us a brand new Polaroid digital camera for under $150. Plus a tour of the best online stores for buying electronics and computer stuff. It's the annual Consumers Buying Guide show, coming up next on the Computer Chronicles.
The Computer Chronicles is brought to you by BigStar.com, with thousands of videos and DVDs for the whole family. Additional support by TechWeb for up-to-the-minute technology news. And by TVA, Television Associates, bridging the worlds of computers and video with DVD authoring and MPEG encoding services.
Hi, and welcome to the Computer Chronicles. I'm Stuart Chaffee. It is time for the annual Chaos Show, our yearly edition of the Consumers Buying Guide special. We have assembled here 4 high-tech journalists and analysts who have been scouring the stores, the catalogs, and the web to come up with the absolute coolest and newest high-tech gadgets. And joining me for the first part of the show are 3 people who have become regulars on this annual special program. First of all, from CMP Media and WinMag.com and Byte.com, editor Paul Schindler. Also Tim Baharan, president of Creative Strategies, and also here is Chris Gorman. Chris is principal analyst for consumer products, also at Creative Strategies. And Paul, why don't we start with you? You've brought a couple of goodies, which is...
I have. I started off with the compact Arrow. You know, there's a lot of personal devices, electronic devices. Including the Palm Pilot. This one runs on Windows CE. A lot of them do.
Now, everybody has a Palm Pilot, basically, and yet you like the compact Arrow.
I like the compact Arrow. Good price-benefit ratio at $250.
Okay.
And I believe that the future of software in the handheld world is, like everything else, headed for Microsoft. So I think Windows CE, which is the operating system.
So you like
here,
WinCE.
I like WinCE.
Everybody else?
Everybody else thinks...
I won't ask these guys to vote right now.
No, because that's a vote I'd like.
But you like the compact Arrow?
I like the compact Arrow. $250.
By the way, this is the thinnest one they've ever done in this category, so it's pretty nice, actually.
Yeah, it is a nice design.
Not the color one, although there is a color one.
There is a color. Okay, but that's $250 for that one.
That's $250 for that one.
Okay, let's move along. You have a big fat printer.
I have a big fat printer here. This is the Lexmark Z51, also about $250.
What kind of printer is this?
This is a inkjet color
inkjet.
And you know, if you haven't been in the printer market a long time, in a long time, as I hadn't been when I started scouting these, you'll find 2 things. Number 1, they're way lighter than they used to be, and number 2, they're less expensive. I mean,
there are dozens of these things out there. Why do you like this particular one?
I like this one for the reproduction quality, for the ease of setup.
So it is good quality.
And because I polled my colleagues at WinMag.com, and this one came up as you know, the printer that computer people use.
Is this home or like even office?
Mostly home. At this price, home. The volume of an office would be too tough on this. Very lightweight construction.
All right. The last thing you want to show is really cool. So I've got a piece of it over here.
This is DVD Anywhere. All right. Now this is $88, and these plugs on the back, which we're showing here. Okay. This is remote DVD watching. Now, suppose you have on your computer a DVD player, as many computers do now.
All right. So I can watch a DVD movie on my PC, but I don't want to.
You don't want to. You want to watch it in the kitchen.
On your TV set?
On your TV set.
Okay.
So what you do is you hook your PC up to these plugs.
So PC out to that thing.
To this transmitter.
Got it.
I bring up this directional antenna. You put this in the kitchen. Turn the directional antenna at me. Plug your television into the receiver.
Television out to the TV.
And there you are.
And I've got a little IR network in my house.
And the other thing is, if you turn these around, they have the little infrared receivers.
So there's the IR ports.
So you're creating an IR network or an IR tunnel. That means you can use a remote control. You point it at the transmitter in one room. It sends the signals out to the television.
So we're in the kitchen watching the TV. I can point the remote to that guy, and it'll actually change the volume or the whatever.
Precisely.
Is there a distance limitation on it?
It's a few hundred feet. It depends.
But I mean, work in a normal house from
Work in a normal house, absolutely.
That is very cool. What does this cost?
This is $88, DVD Anywhere.
Wow. Tim?
great for the price.
$88, that is amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing what they're doing with computers nowadays.
All right, Tim, speaking of which, your turn. What do you got for us?
Well, the first thing I want to show you is the newest version of the Palm family.
Yeah, I really like. Let's turn that on if we can.
Yep, it's from, it's called the Visor.
Now, it's not really a Palm, though, right?
It uses the Palm OS, but it's from a different company. It's actually from the guy who created the original Palm.
Right.
What's significant, though, is that it has this cartridge capability, which this happens to be a Tiger Woods game. So when I
So that's like a ROM cartridge with different applications in it?
Right, and it means that this can be many things. So that, for example, in the works are a card like this. It turns it into a telephone, turns it into an MP3
So it's not just software in that thing. It can actually change the functionality of the device itself.
Right. This really is incredibly versatile. But its good news is that its price point is $249. This is designed really for the consumer.
It's your compact area, right? And in the future, you can expand it and make it do all kinds of things.
That's right.
So it's sort of a little bit of a kind of Game Boy, a little bit of a Palm Pilot.
Right. And again, the fact that it's real low price really means it's a good consumer product.
And it's by the guys who you say who invented the Palm Pilot.
Right, Jeff Hawkins.
Yeah. Okay, what do you have next now, that little camera?
Yeah, the next thing, now this looks like a pretty normal digital camera, but this sets a new price point. First of all, it's a 640 by 480. As you can see, it has the flash, and it has the LCD on it, right? But it's got a list price of $149.
$150 for a digital camera.
Right, and actually, its street price is probably going to be lower than that, probably $139 or somewhere in that. But this sets new price points, and it's really...
So digital cameras come down to everybody now at that price point.
Absolutely, at that price.
Not the low-end cheap optics, though, right?
No, it's actually very good optics, and again, it's 640 by 480 resolution.
That is amazing.
2 years ago, I paid $1,500 for something like this.
I mean, they're not even going to make the money on the film on that camera. I mean, I don't get the deal.
No, amazing.
All right, so what else? We got the iMac sitting over here.
Yeah, now this, of course, is quite exciting. This is the iMac DV, and this is actually interesting in two contexts. First of all, as you can see from the design, this is the unit that has the graphite, but more importantly...
So you can see right through the thing, which is cool.
Ergonomically, it's really pretty.
But what's the port story?
But the ports are what's exciting. It's got 2 FireWire, 2 USB, the Ethernet port, as well as audio in and audio out, and of course your modem.
Okay.
And really what they've done is they've made this a video editing tool for $15.99.
Right.
And so I'm going to be able to take all kind of video and
so you get your digital
images.
camcorder.
Sure. And it's really now my digital video studio and animation
studio. Turn that one around. Okay. So that's DVD drive in there?
Yeah. DVD drive. Turn it up, put it in, and now I can watch any DVD
and it comes bundled with video editing software too, right?
All of it for $15.99.
That's, I mean, it's the price of a DV cam. You have a complete editing station also.
Again, it's really one of the best bargains on the market.
So that's the iMac DV, and there's a special edition also? Or
this happens to be the special edition. You can buy a similar one that's not in this color for $13.99.
All right, now let's get to something really weird.
Speaking of color.
What is this?
Well, this is a machine that was actually created by AMD.
It's a computer.
It's a computer going to be used by other companies. And what it is, it's using the AMD K62 450 megahertz chip with 64 megs of DRAM, although you can expand that up to 256.
And that's the whole ballgame right there. What is this little weird thing?
CD-ROM, 24x CD-ROM, right? And a 4 gig hard drive with, of course, the mouse and the keyboard and the stereo speakers for $499.
Now let's turn this thing around, because what's interesting is the sort of expandability and portability of this thing.
Right. This is what also makes this unique. You have a telephone.
Modem built in.
Modem built in. 3 USB ports, audio in it, audio out, microphone, video, of course, for the video monitor.
Ethernet.
And Ethernet.
Wow. Now, the idea of a reference model, AMD created this to show computer manufacturers what they could do with the AMD
That's
chip.
correct. That was the original issue, and then they went and sold them. So, for example, the first company that's going to have this is BioStar, and you're going to have these in stores actually now.
So this is the idea of sort of an internet PC mentality, is that it?
This is a new category that's just being flushed out right now, and these literally are called internet PCs. They're full PCs, but the emphasis is to be able to use them for internet connection, very low cost.
So iMac, like, no floppy drive comes with it?
No floppy drive, although with USB I can put just about anything with it. Right.
Very cool. All right, Chris, let me turn to you, and we see all these great things, and of course a lot of people go to the web now to want to buy these things. So you got some good suggested sites to go to buy gadgets.
We got some sites here to explore not only the products, but some of the value added and some of the technologies that are being added to it.
So give us the ones you like. What is this one?
So what I'm liking here is Beyond.com, and Beyond.com is a site for all the gotta-haves for the PC, software, hardware, games,
so hardware, software, accessories.
What I like about it, you're not assaulted by ads. It's real easy to navigate the categories up here by the tabs.
Okay, so it's not just the products they have, but you like the interface, you like the way they sort of treat you like a customer.
Right, exactly. It makes it real easy from the get-go. And here we found the
There's
compact
Paul's
arrow that
Arrow.
Paul,
A little
Paul had.
higher than
a little
the price
higher
he was charging for it.
A little more shopping.
Got to go to paul.com there. All right, so Beyond.com is one you like. Who else?
The other one I like is iGadget.com. This is for the high-tech, on the cutting edge like you guys are
This
here.
is my favorite
Okay, the guy who looks at the Sharper Image Hammaker Slimmer catalog when it comes in.
Exactly, exactly. They've got a variety of different kind of categories from the Furby kind of high-tech gadgets.
So is it computer stuff too, and
lots
the
of
digital
computer
cameras
stuff,
and all that
wireless gadgets. This is a great site to kind of
If you're into batteries, this is it, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you have stock on the battery cap,
All right, what else?
that'd be great.
This is different.
This is different. This is a Land's End site. And what I like here is this virtual model. You can actually personalize
if you're daring enough.
If you're daring, if you're
Well, that's what I wonder.
late
When you
at
buy
night.
clothes online, I mean, you worry that it's not going to fit. So you can
Apparel
sort
is a
of put your
huge
little
market.
avatar up there.
Exactly. But what this represents is that as time goes on, we're going to be having ourselves on here.
There
We'll be
you
able
go.
to have
Scanned our actual images.
So you can
of
actually
body size.
look at the piece of clothes and sort of try to put it on and see whether it looks good on you and whether it fits.
Right.
Can you actually see if it's too big or too small?
Actually, because they will suggest according to your personalized
Okay, you can give them their dimensions if you're brave enough to do
What
that.
sizes are better.
Okay.
I'm not
If
going
you're
there.
honest.
Yeah.
So landsend.com. Okay, what is this?
Switching gears, this is kbkids.com. KB Toys is the #2 retailer for toys.
Right.
And they have really a #1 site
So
here.
for toys, you like KB Kids.
I love
There's a couple
KB
other biggies
Kids.
out there, obviously, but you like this one.
I like this one for a number of reasons.
Okay.
Again, the interface is really easy to use. My mother shops on
Hey,
kbkids.com.
that's the endorsement you want.
This is cool, yeah.
Okay.
In part because they have on the site here, you can shop by age, by brand, by category.
So it's easy to find. Well, you're shopping for kids right now, so
You're
you need a little
shopping for
help.
kids. Right, exactly. The other big benefit to them is that you can pre-order the new and big toys that are coming out.
Oh, so the
instead
Furby of the year or whatever,
exactly,
you say
the
when
hot
it comes
toy
out.
coming up, and they will give you notice as to what toys are coming out. You can put your name in it, and
they
you
got
get
the
notice.
Pokemon junk, of course. Not junk. Sorry.
No,
Those
no.
great Pokemon things.
And finally, this ultimate gift shopping experience from thegift.com. And what this allows you to do is it gives you a gift finder. So it allows the shopper to have a little more input as to
So
the
if you're
type
not
of
buying
gift.
for yourself, you're buying for somebody else, and
If
you're
I'm
not
trying
really
to buy
sure
for
what to
Tim
get.
for
Oh,
the
you know
holidays.
him too well. You know.
Yeah.
What can you
Well,
buy,
I don't
Tim,
know.
the man who has every gadget in the world?
Go to iGadget.com. But
You got to go to Land's End for Tim.
But a lot more value added for the buyer's experience.
So you can go in and sort
And
of
it
figure.
walks you through and helps you figure out what would be best for someone. You put
Okay.
in these different little.
So you like answer little surveys. Here's what
Correct.
the person's like, and they'll suggest the gifts.
Exactly.
That's very, very
They'll
cool.
give you 15, 20.
So again, let's point out, you pick these things because it's the interface. I mean, it's the customer experience is what we're talking about
Well,
when you go online.
the online
right?
shopping market is on track to be about a $380 billion market in about 2.5 years.
Wow.
So we're looking at a huge expanse of growth here, and vendors are doing everything they can to get
And a lot
buyers
of the
in.
sites seem to go out of their way to make it as difficult as possible to buy.
Some of them sure do.
Right.
Yeah,
Some of them sure
so
do. Yeah.
when you find one that's easy,
That's great.
let's tout it.
And if you're into gadgets, go online and buy them.
You got it.
All right, guys, thank you very much. Well, coming up next, some great new computer and console games, some fantastic new palm-top gadgets, and 2 great new notebook computers. We'll be right back. Well, there is more. Joining me now with some very cool new games is Chris Charla, editor-in-chief of Next Generation Magazine. What's your favorite games, Chris?
Favorite games, all of them.
All right, you brought a couple I know we want to show.
Yeah.
You say this is the best hockey game out there, NHL 2000.
Definitely. It's the
From
best,
EA.
best hockey game of all time. EA's always had great playing hockey games, and now this year, these graphics on PC, accelerated, are better than ever.
All right, so this is a Windows game.
Yep.
And, yeah, it is smooth. And look at the body movements.
Yeah, it's just really fantastic. It's got motion capture, it's got play-by-play. There's even a feature where if you take a picture of your face with a digital camera, you can put it onto a
Oh,
player.
you can become one of the players.
Oh, yeah, yeah. So,
without teeth, of course.
yeah, exactly.
All right, so this is in demo mode, so you're not really running anything
No,
right
it's
now.
playing itself right now, but the Red Wings are winning. I think.
Now, how about when you are playing? How's the control on this?
The control is great.
So the
and-
gameplay is good, too.
And what's really nice is that unlike in past years when there was kind of always a secret play that would just always score, this
Right.
year you really have to play hockey, you know, drop passes, one-timers, that kind of thing's the only way you're going to score.
Better than even the hockey games on the game console.
Definitely, definitely.
Really?
Better looking at least.
PCs runs better then.
Yep.
That's amazing. All right, now speaking of consoles, this is obviously the hot baby right now, the
Definitely.
Dreamcast. You like it.
I love it. It's
Everybody
great.
loves it.
Yeah, it's in fact it's the fastest selling console in history.
Really, so they've really done it.
Oh yeah.
Now talk about the controller. That's one of the things I really like about the Dreamcast.
Well, the really nice thing about the controller is, if I can just turn it around
Sure.
here, is that you can see it's got these analog triggers, so you can sort of really control how much gas or brake you give it in
Right,
the
you
game.
can use both fingers on those
Exactly.
triggers.
And then the nice thing is this thing right here, which is this is where you save your games. It's called the visual memory unit. But you turn it over when you take it out of the game controller, and it's
like
got
a
little
miniature
screen
Game Boy.
here. Exactly.
So you can actually play a little game on here?
Yep. They call it a PDA, but you know, it's not really. But it's pretty cool.
But you can, the cool is you can save a game on this thing and then take it to your friend's house, put it into his Dreamcast, and play the same
In fact,
game.
if you have two of them, you can actually hook them up and exchange data that way.
Oh, dynamite. All right, now another hot game I know you like is the new version of Age of Empires right here. We don't have it up and running because it takes a long time to load, but tell us why you like this.
Well, this is a real-time strategy game, and unlike the previous Age of Empires, which was set with the Greeks and the Romans, this is now set in the Middle Ages. So you can play as the Vikings, the English, the Japanese, and great play balancing, really detailed graphics, and just they've really done their sort of historical homework on this game.
Now, the original Age was a big hit, obviously.
Oh, it's huge, yeah.
Because, I mean, there's a lot of these types of games in this genre.
Well, there's a lot of them, but a lot of them, you know, just have orcs fighting against each other, that kind of thing. And Microsoft sort of put a different twist on it with going into history, and it's really been successful.
And actually, you learn a lot from playing the game, right?
And it's a good time.
So they're doing Age of Kings, you like that.
Yep.
Now, the coolest thing of all, let me move our Dreamcast away here because I want you to show us this thing over here, which is called Redbeard's Pirate Quest. This is one of these real leaps forward in games.
Yeah, definitely. In fact, this is something my magazine wouldn't cover because it's for older gamers, but everyone with the magazine likes it so much.
This is older than you?
Yeah. We're just playing
What's the
with it
deal
all the
here?
time.
So this is a boat.
So what this is, it's a standard sort of pirate play set, and it attaches to your computer via the serial cable. It's very simple. And then on screen, you can see the boat here. And when you move the characters, the company who makes this, Zowie Interactive, has some sort of secret technology. When you move the characters on the boat, it knows right where they are.
So you move the physical character, and the computer character goes.
Exactly. And then when you want to sail the boat, you take one of the characters. We'll take this girl here, put her in front of the wheel, and then she goes there. There's a little bit of loading time.
So you're loading it up, so it knows that she's going to go run the boat right now.
Exactly. And now, as soon as it's done loading, you'll be sailing the boat.
Okay. So and it knows which character is which.
Yeah, it knows. You know, you'll see. It's the girl at the boat.
Okay.
She's sailing towards this.
And so now, no joystick, no mouse. You're navigating with the wheel.
To steer, I use the steering wheel. And if you want to see what's closer, you can go up here to the crow's nest and use the
that
periscope.
is so cool.
Yep, and it's just fantastic.
What's it, with the cannon thing? Same idea?
Yeah.
So you shoot other boats with that?
If I drop somebody over here on the cannon.
All right. So now she's running the cannon.
Yep. So if I want to fire, I just move the cannon to aim, push the button to fire.
That is so dynamite. So, I mean, forget, the generic joystick and the mouse. You really have a real game that works on the computer.
Once you get this running, you don't need the keyboard or the mouse at all.
Wow. And just plugs in like a joystick?
Yeah, it's
like
really
a mouse?
easy. It takes 5 minutes to set up.
How much does it cost?
$60.
All right, one more thing. I want you to show us this one over here, Chris. I guess you might call this the girls' version of that same idea. This is another joystick, right?
Exactly. This is called Ellie's Secret Garden, and it's the same kind
Ellie's
of thing.
Enchanted Garden,
Ellie's Enchanted Garden. Sorry about that. Same kind of thing. You can move these different characters around, and this one actually has more things that move than the.
And somebody it's plugged into the serial port. This is the way you run the game.
You play a game just with moving these characters around.
A little non-violent for people who don't want that.
Exactly.
Very cool. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
All right, well, now on to Palm Top and portable goodies and some amazing new products and technologies. With us again, Chris Gorman and Tim Baharin of Creative Strategies. Tim, let's start with you. And you have, I know you're a big portable notebook kind of guy. This is what, the new ThinkPad?
Yeah, this is the new ThinkPad in the ultra portable category. The ThinkPad 240Z.
That is so tiny.
Yeah, it weighs about 2.8 pounds.
It's like it's an inch or less than an inch.
It is $17.99. Wow. Great keyboard. But what they've done different than some of the other ultra portables is they've actually added all the ports, so you don't have to have a port replicator that you carry.
So this is the whole ball game. Plug in everything.
Serial, parallel, and video out. And so for $17.99, you have a great little system.
What processor?
This is a P2, I believe it's 266.
Okay. So I mean, it's a hefty little machine.
Good little machine, right? And it's got about a 4 gig hard drive on it, so it's pretty solid.
That is amazing. All right, now I know you also like this new compact Armada. Why?
Well, a couple things. First of all,
we're watching a movie on it.
We're watching a movie, right?
So it's got a DVD drive.
What you've got is a slice. The bottom slice has the DVD player.
Oh, one of those jobs where you can just pull apart.
With the 3.5-inch floppy, everything's there. So basically, this is my desktop replacement, and I literally do that as a desktop replacement.
So this has it all, but even this baby is pretty small.
Under 5 pounds. But when I go on the road, what I do is I pop out this, and now I've got something that's about 2.9 pounds. This again is a Celeron, but it's a great little system, and it works on the road for me now as a full portable system.
And so you can leave this guy at home on your desk,
and they do
you
the
got it
same
all.
things. They put
Still got all the ports
on there. Yeah, really, really smart design. This is
so
actually
slick.
considered right now probably the hottest machine on the market.
And what does this thing cost?
The portable itself is $18.99.
Okay, you buy it separately, just the piece,
right,
and then buy the dock.
the slice runs about, I believe it's about $300.
That's such a brilliant piece of design, isn't it? Just slice that thing in half, leave the junk behind.
It really is. It's one of the best.
Now, you really want to get small. A lot of people are not familiar with this thing. Tell us about it.
Right. This is from a company called Scion, and it's called the Revo. This is the newest handheld device in this category. And basically, you know, I can go in, put calendar, scheduler, notepads, phone numbers, write notes.
This is more than just a PDA, right? I mean, this is a computer.
It really is. When you really get down to it, it's a computer in its own right. And the keyboard is a little small, but you can actually type in it as I type my own name.
But I mean, you can do spreadsheet,
easy.
word processor, the whole bit in here, right?
Is there a pen with this as well?
Yeah, this has a pen with it underneath
so it has a pen also.
So it's pen-based. Although it's so sensitive, I can just use the finger to move it through and then use the keyboard.
So if you want to really go beyond the Palm Pilot kind of stuff and really have all kinds of, you know, software functionality, you could use this thing.
Right, and it's just on the market now for about $2.99.
Right. And Scion, people may not have heard this. In fact, I think it's the world's largest seller of Palm-top devices, just not in this country.
They come out of Europe, and it uses an operating system called the Epoch 32, but it is one of the largest sellers around the world.
And it is tiny and small.
Yeah.
Can you sync up with your
yeah,
desktop?
put it in a little cradle,
Same
just
idea.
like the Palm Pilot syncs right up.
Speaking of which, what is this little gadget over here?
This is real interesting. This is Pocket Mail's product called the Backflip, and what it does is it's basically an acoustic coupler modem for the Palm Pilot. So I put my Palm Pilot in it, and I activate the software, and then I take this to any telephone anywhere
stick it
in the
next
world.
to a telephone.
Right, and it's really a modern-day acoustic coupler. Stick it on the phone. It was designed by some ex-NASA scientists, and it's actually the most powerful acoustic coupler.
So you don't have to look for a phone with an RJ11 jack. You don't have to carry around a wire. You just find any payphone.
Around the world, mind you.
Around the world.
Anywhere around the world.
So it doesn't matter what standard it is.
No.
It's
especially because of this acoustic coupler, it has noise canceling. So I just stick it on.
So it
the
actually
phone.
works. I mean, you don't worry about at the airport the announcement comes on and it screws up your download.
It really is a superb little thing, and it's $99 as well.
$99.
Right.
That is amazing.
That's cool.
All right, Chris, I know you're a Mac person. You find these little Windows things boring over here, and you brought your iBook, and let me bring it out here so everybody can see it. And you love this baby, huh?
Oh, what's not to love about the iBook? Besides being sexy and
looks great.
Oh, it looks fabulous. But it's a high-powered machine.
It's a good computer, huh?
It's a fabulous computer, complete with. It's got the CD, it's got the
You'll
USB.
sort of turn around, sure, but I got the ports over there, I guess, huh?
You know, the well-touted
You got the handle, the famous handle.
You know,
that's cool. That's cool.
No, it's very cool.
Little ports over there.
But it runs a G3 at 300 megahertz.
Okay, but I mean, it's an iMac portable, so you get all the power of the iMac.
It's everything that Apple does great in a smaller
iMac to go,
factor.
basically.
Yeah, and this is really consumer, student-oriented, Tim?
Yeah, it really is targeted at the consumer, and Apple's got it going specifically to that. I mean, I don't think I would take that into a business meeting, per se.
Well, I think that's the debate, though. It's consumer maybe from the get-go, but because it's so high-powered, it's a great machine for anybody who's...
well, maybe it depends on how old you are, right?
I mean, think so.
If you're in your 20s, you can carry your iBook to the
If
meeting.
you think young, you can
the
have
kids
it.
love this one.
Yeah. All right, now Tim's been playing around with this little thing over here, which, Chris, I want you to show us, because this is really an incredible new piece of technology for Palm Pilot people.
Right. This is the Ecrio from
Ecrio, okay.
And
let me hold
this
it for you
is,
and make it easy for you.
A leather organizer.
It looks like just a little organizer thing you'd buy to carry your Pilot
You've
in.
got your Palm Pilot. You've got your regular pad of paper
Piece
on
of
this
paper,
side.
ballpoint
but
pen.
underneath this pad of paper is a pressure-sensitive pad that takes what you write. You can see it over there.
Oh, look at that. That is so cool.
So you could be in your meetings, taking your notes, and it creates...
And it sends it
the file.
So now the piece of paper talks to the Pilot.
Right, it's going RF wirelessly over to the
write
Pilot.
some more, Chris. Let's see this.
And the Pilot is then capturing this data in ink, and then when you go back and sync it in through the software, it becomes a bitmap image that you can then take and put it and embed it in any document you want, and then send it in email or to have it in
so cool. So these guys who struggle with the graffiti and they're writing the little things on the Pilot, forget it. Just write your notes over here.
Especially
absolutely drawing maps.
As you say, you're in a meeting or you're trying to show directions to somebody?
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly.
Wow, that is
And it's about $2.99, just coming to market now.
Called the Ecrio, E-C-R-I-O.
From Ecritech.
From Ecritech.
That is so cool. All right.
Neat.
Speaking of so cool, I'm going to ask you to top yourself. If you're a Palm Pilot person, and again, you're tired of the graffiti bit, you have the ultimate solution.
This is awesome. This is really awesome.
It looks like another PDA.
It looks just like a hard shell for a PDA.
But
there's more here. This is a full-size keyboard. This is the stowaway keyboard from Think Outside.
Yeah, and it's really
That's
exciting.
That's a 100% size keyboard.
100%.
Full travel.
Right, and it's designed specifically, this particular one is for the Palm platform.
Okay, so show us. You stick the Pilot.
You pull out that little gizmo there.
Okay, you put that right in there.
Would sit here. You type in whatever
And you're sitting on your
information.
airplane, and it doesn't matter if the guy leans his seat back. It's not going to kill your laptop anymore.
Right, exactly.
And where I actually like it is when you have a Palm 7, especially where this fits in, you're able to basically type your emails, and I've typed actually a long email in here and sent it.
So it works with the 7 also?
7 as well, right. And it makes it a very compact little idea. And when you close it back up, we can do that.
Yeah, go ahead. So
you know, what you really got is between
And you can literally put that in your jacket pocket.
Sure. So the two of these together,
Left pocket, right pocket.
Right. That's your entire system.
That is amazing. You almost don't even need one of these notebooks now if you want to do just basic stuff. And you say with the 7 email and everything else.
Yeah, especially with the wireless connection. That makes that really powerful.
How much is it going to cost again?
$99.
Wow. Okay, world's changing. Thank you guys very much. Well, that's all the time we have for this special Consumers Buying Guide show. Hope you found some must-have new goodies. Thanks to all our guests for doing their homework and picking the best of the digital litter as always. Be sure to check out my weekly web radio show, by the way, talking about this week. For more ideas on cool gifts, just click on the radio link at the About.com homepage. Thanks for joining us on Computer Chronicles. We'll see you here next week.
To purchase a videotape copy of today's program, call toll-free 1-888-310-7850. Please specify the show number and the topic.
The Computer Chronicles is brought to you by BigStar.com, with thousands of videos and DVDs for the whole family. Additional support by TechWeb for up-to-the-minute technology news. And by TVA, Television Associates, bridging the worlds of computers and video with DVD authoring and MPEG encoding services.